Everyone, you can have your seats. We will start. My name is Khalid Mosalam. I am the director of the Pacific Earthquake Engineering Research Center. It's really my pleasure to welcome you to Peer headquarters here, and I would like to start by acknowledging the effort of MTS in organizing this event. And also Andreas Schellenberg is somewhere here, who started the arrangements of this event, and it's really my pleasure to welcome you here. The relationship between Peer and MTS go a long way, and between Berkeley in general and MTS go a very long way. So we cherish this relationship, and hopefully this workshop will be repeated in future years if interest turn out to be there, and I'm sure it is. So I'll just say very brief remarks, but before I start, So, as you all know, we are very saddened by the departure of a giant of earthquake engineering and a pioneer in hybrid simulation, which is the topic of this workshop. Steve Mahin was a mentor for me, was a friend, was a colleague, and he really pioneered the field of hybrid simulation, pseudo-dynamic testing, as it used to be called in the past. So this in honor, this event is in his honor, and to remember him and his achievement. We will not do him justice if I only spend 2 or 3 minutes about his achievements, so please forgive me for that, because it will take a whole workshop to talk about his contributions. So I only put together one slide here, and I don't expect you to read this, but I thought of picking this paper, not because it's the most important, but it's the very first paper I read in pseudodynamic when I was still a student at Cornell University. So to me, it's something special, which is the pseudodynamic test method, current status, and the future directions. And if you read this paper, you find that the future direction in 1989 are still future direction until today. And then what is cut out there is 2009. This is the landmark work of Andreas, who's sitting back there under the supervision of Steve Mahin and Greg Fenfus. And I picked this one because it says 2009, but Steve Mahin didn't only work 30 years on hybrid simulation. Actually, it's a lot more than that. So I went through, battery is running low. Is this connected to it?
Not the problem is the other thing.
Yes, it always helps to plug it in. Okay. Yes. Okay. There we go. Okay. So I just went through the list of references in this particular paper. And again, I don't expect you to read all this. But these are some of the references of this article, which if you look at the dates, they go back to 1984. You see well-known names in the field of hybrid simulation now, Benson Ching and others. So I would say Steve Mahin have worked at least 40 years in hybrid simulation, maybe go back to 1979. And it didn't stop at 2009, so I would say until the last day of his life, he had something to do with hybrid simulation. So we really miss Steve, and we will try to keep his legacy going. His contribution in hybrid simulation are recognized worldwide. So in these coming 2 days, we have several presentations for you. I hope this will prove to be useful. First day today is predominantly presentations. You already have the agenda. I'm not going to go through the list. Tomorrow there will be several demos. I would like to recognize Selim Gunay and of course Andreas, who work very hard in trying to put these demos together. Hopefully they will go smoothly tomorrow, but just a word of warning, as you know, experimental work is meant to be experimental. So if any glitches happen, blame me, don't blame Salim or Andreas or Amarnath or Alex. These people work really hard. I didn't do anything, so you can blame me, but they really worked hard in trying to put a nice presentations and nice demos tomorrow. So I will stop here and turn it to Zach to say a few words about the workshop. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome. Thank you everyone for attending the two-day hybrid simulation seminar brought to you by MTS and UC-Berkeley. I'm Zak Gens. I'm the Structures Market Manager for MTS, and I have the honor and the privilege to announce and introduce all of the presentations and the speakers today. Before I go any further, I'd like to take just a second to say a big thank you to the team here at UC-Berkeley for helping us set up what looks to be a fantastic event. We're very excited to go through all of the agenda you see up here over the next couple of days. And you know, it was just wonderful working with them over the past several months to make sure everything came together here. So thank you for that. As Khalid mentioned, we have a wonderful partnership between MTS and UC-Berkeley around hybrid simulation. We are both very thrilled to have so many experts together in one room. So we're definitely excited to have some wonderful presentations over the next couple of days. So over those next 2 days, as you can see on your agendas in front of you, we have hybrid simulation, all kinds. We have the actual technique we'll go through. We have the technology. We'll go through applications. We're going to go through theory, and we'll also have live demonstrations, right? And as long as the equipment cooperates, we'll have a good time there. We'll see what happens. Along with catching the presentation, of course, take the opportunity to talk with everyone here in the room. As you see, everyone has a name tag here. If their name's in red, they're a presenter. If their name is in blue, they're from MTS. Black is all the attendees, so that helps you get started on your networking. MTS puts on a lot of events like this throughout the world, and we see a lot of the great learning takes place in those informal moments, so please take that opportunity. As far as the formal presentations go, you can see the agenda is absolutely packed, right? We fit 10 gallons of awesome in a 5-gallon bucket for you. And in order to stay on track, we got to keep moving, all right? So as we go through, my job, however unlucky it might be, is to make sure all the presenters are starting and stopping on time, especially when it comes to lunch, right? Zero tolerance about being late for lunch. So in exchange, if you guys can help me out, We're coming back from lunch, we're coming back from the breaks, we'll be moving in between the buildings, right? If we can do that quickly and quietly, that'll help us stay on schedule. In addition, on the end of day 2, we have a question and answer panel with a lot of our experts here. If you have questions that you'd like to submit for that, please make a note, write it down. We'll be collecting those at the end of the day, as well as tomorrow as well. All right. Again, thank you for coming to this event. It's wonderful that everyone was able to make it. Some of you walked across the street. Some of you literally flew halfway around the world. For a lot of us, it was somewhere in between. So thank you for taking the time and the effort to participate in the day's events. And we're just super excited to talk about hybrid simulation today. MTS stands ready to help you with your solutions today, right? Well, we want to figure out what's needed in the future as well. And as the market manager for the structures division at MTS, I'm responsible for making sure technology roadmaps, product roadmaps are aligned with what the market needs. I need your help in that regard, right? So if you have challenges you're facing today, maybe that's software, you need new software tools, or hardware, or funding. Let's scratch that. We're not going to help you with the funding, but we can help you with the software and the hardware. By all means, get in touch with your friendly MTS people out there in the audience and let us know what you need going forward so we can help you solve problems together.